Toilet number 70 part 2 is here, and we're gonna react to the entire thing, plus a 17-minute breakdown. So yeah, well, we got a lot to get through today, guys. Sit back, relax, get you some popcorn, and let's see the video itself. Skibidi Toilet number 70 part 2. I'm excited because we left off here last time, and this is like I said, this is where we left off. He was kind of creepy. You know, the guy with the, I always forget his name. The large speaker man or whatever. Something was banging from the top, and then it just cut off. So who do we think this even is? Someone to help or someone to... See, I thought it was somebody gonna help. Oh God, immediately wrong. Immediately wrong. Why'd he have to do that, by the way? That was so disrespectful. At least they defeated him. He said, here, I'm here to help. Psych, he's dead. That's so disrespectful. He even got me with that. He definitely got me. All right, well, here we are. Large speaker dips out. Oh, he's taking everybody out. Nice guy. Savage. Hey, yo, grab his hand. What are we doing? He said, I don't need your help. Take some help when you need it, man. Oh, it's Plunger Man. Okay. He don't need no help. I take it back. Like I said, though, guys, after this video, we're gonna react to the breakdown, which is 17 minutes long. So apparently there was a lot to go through in this episode. We got some night vision. Let's see if we can point anything out. There was the try toilet sign. The lights come on. I don't know what that red said on the wall, but I'm sure we'll see that in the breakdown as well. What is this room? Oh, they got... That's the weapons room, apparently. Maybe where they be doing some upgrades. That's the scientist and the G-Man. I ain't got a clue what that says. Hopefully he's gonna break it down for us. Alpha Hills Lab gets new administrator. Government sponsor. Wait a minute, that's all in English. Instead of Skibidi language. I'm not gonna pause and read that, like I said. We'll probably see it in the breakdown. What is that? He's got a TV. The Doc Ock arms. Speaker Man's a savage. A large speaker. He saved Plunger Man, and then Plunger Man saved him. Let's go. I like how the toilet or the TV was branded Skibidi. Did not know that was a brand of TV. Not one that I'm gonna be getting. We lost another comrade though. R.I.P. That was the guy that was doing all the controls, right? Opening all the doors. Ooh, large speaker man got a new weapon. Plunger Man got some headphones and a jetpack. Okay. I like how he just automatically knew how to use that. Plunger Man's a savage. You already knew. All the doors are pointing that way, by the way. And we're going this way. What is this way? I don't really know where he was going. So let's go to Elite Cameraman and see what he has for his analysis breakdown.
Hello, everyone. Elite Cameraman
I'm interested here.
Episode 70 part 2 just dropped. And I'm going to be honest, I really wasn't expecting an episode like this with so much new info.
See, was there so much new info? I don't know about crazy.
As I guessed in my earlier
Maybe it's because we didn't pause and read.
We got a glimpse of the origin of the Skibidi toilets, and it truly was shocking. Not only that, but we got reveals on some other crazy stuff too.
See, if we would have just stopped and read, I wanted to see this stuff.
Days ago,
it's okay.
There wasn't much action this episode. The amount of reveals was crazy, and there is so much to talk about.
Okay,
so I'm gonna stop yapping and start analyzing the second you like this video and subscribe.
Let's get it. Hit that like button for me if you haven't yet, and subscribe.
This episode directly started with the ending of episode 70 part 1, and actually had the ghost cameraman that we saw in the last episode, which makes me wonder if they were a rendering mistake. Or if there are
see, that ghost is still back there. I totally forgot about that again.
But I'll assume that they weren't there for now, since there is no way to know if they were actually there. After this, we started hearing the destruction.
Maybe the ghost was like
until a hole
a depiction of what's to come.
We were met by a cameraman, but
the hole in the
sadly,
ceiling and the dead guy
killed and is being used as a trap now. This is kind of terrifying, to be honest, because the toilets are literally using dead bodies as decoys now.
Exactly, that
all
is
the bodies
terrifying.
They gathered until now, if they can create some tech, which I think is most likely, they might be able to make cameraman decoy robots or something similar to make crazier traps.
They're about to get insane,
After the
bro.
bomb on the dead cameraman's back explodes,
I didn't even know he had a bomb on his back.
Acid inside it because green smokes come out of it.
An acid
and the
bomb?
toilet that threw it literally has a whole acid tank behind him, so it makes sense that he uses acid weapons. But when he saw that it didn't really work, he instantly jumped down, and from the second he jumped down, I think it was safe to say that he himself is a decoy and is a bomb because he had the same bombs the dead cameraman had on his back.
That's true, my boy was there to destroy.
Well. But instead of
everyone,
one, there are two
and himself.
with a whole tank. He instantly stabs
those are
the
pipe
cameraman
bombs.
the second he jumps down, but it looks like the stun guns kind of work on him to some extent. I'm saying kinda because he was able to rotate himself, but not really make any other movements. And
True,
the dark
true.
speaker man instantly shoots his eyes with knives, but the second this happens, this toilet suddenly starts his bomb sequence. We don't have to worry, though, because this brave soldier who was just stabbed has not given up yet.
The
and
brave
for the sake
man.
Of the squad's survival, he pulls the toilet with him
What a
down to the
guy.
hole
That was the
before
first
he
guy we
explodes,
lost.
saving everyone.
We ended
and
up
when
losing
I say
another.
Save everyone, I meant everyone, because that explosion was so bright, it was shinier than Scientist Toilet's bald head.
Dang.
You, brother, you truly are a real hero. We need more cameramen like you in the Alliance. You really don't have to worry because we'll never forget the great deeds you have done for the sake of the Alliance. Subscribe to pay your respects to our brave hero.
What a guy.
After this explosion, Plunger cameraman
we had a bunch of
decides
saving
to take
going on
one
in
of the
this
weapons
episode.
off the ground. And while they are all thinking about what just happened and what to do, the elevator starts shaking as if it's going to fall down. And they instantly start moving.
I can't believe he
starting with
smacked
Dark
his hand out of the way, by the
flying
way.
two cameramen to the
That's
higher
disrespectful.
floor with his jetpack.
Take some help
But our
if you need
Plunger
it, ladies and
cameraman
gentlemen.
with the Giga Chad mindset literally jumps on the wall and stabs his new
Giga Chad.
spiky hands on the wall to climb the wall. And when he stops to look down for a second, the Dark Speaker Man comes to help, which was a leaked frame that we saw a couple days ago. Blood literally slaps Dark Speaker Man's
He said,
hand
"Get out of my
because what
face."
happened a couple episodes back. If you guys don't remember in episode 69, part 1, Dark Speaker Man had to make the hard choice and close off the door on some of the cameraman to
So
save
he's
the
still
rest of
mad
the
at him for
squad
that.
from the Michael Jackson toilet.
But I mean, he
And
had to
because
do
of
it. If
this
he didn't, they'd
Plunger
be dead.
cameraman was so mad at him.
He had to do what he had to do,
things
bro.
between haven't cooled down a single bit, even though it's an extreme situation. And if I'm honest, Plunger cameraman probably feels a lot more angry because it was a speakerman who closed down the door on cameramen.
That's
if
true,
one of the
too.
cameramen closed the door, he probably would have let it go a lot more easily. After
Okay,
getting up
I
to
get
the
that
floor,
then. Never mind.
They look at Lucky Cameraman.
I get that.
And he shows the way to go after checking it from his tablet. But if you look at Dark Speakerman in this scene, you'll see that he really does look sad after
He does
getting
look pretty
rejected by
sad.
the Plunger cameraman. It really must feel bad for him to be seen as the bad guy, even though he was just trying to protect the others and his best bro being mad at him because in episode 66, they had the craziest dab. But now that friendship is on the verge of collapsing. Needing to deal with his feelings in an intense situation like this must be a really huge toll on him, but Blood will pull through.
Yeah, he's got to pull through,
After
brother.
this scene, we see the Plunger
He'll be
cameraman
aight.
taking out his plunger, and everyone
He's just
starts
mad right
moving,
now.
But they instantly start seeing huge toilets patrolling around the area trying to find the squad, so they close their flashlights and actually turn on their night visions. This is the first time we are
I didn't even know
seeing
they
this,
had.
and
Yeah,
not gonna
see,
lie,
first time. I
it
didn't
was
know they
kinda
had
cool
that.
to see that. This was a feature on
Pretty
the
sick.
camera, but sadly the electricity comes back right when they were next to one of the doors, and one of the toilets see them trying to sneak in and starts
I wonder
preparing
what's in
an
all those
attack.
rooms right
But
there.
Lucky Cameraman starts opening the door
What are we
with
thinking?
his remote control.
I'm sure
and
he's
on the
gonna
right
mention
side,
something
we
about
can
it.
actually see a text that says Test Lab
Test Lab.
C-33/A.
See, I didn't know
And
what that
went to
said. If we
rewatch
would have
episode
paused.
33 to see if it was an Easter egg of some sorts, but there wasn't much to it since it was the episode where G-Man Toilet destroyed the YouTube HQ. If you think there is a hidden meaning behind it, let me know. After running through the hallway,
I don't
Lucky
know.
Cameraman
I don't think so.
closes down
Nothing
all
I
the
can think of
doors,
right
and
now.
We actually see the door we saw on the first
Let me know if you
merch
all have
store
any
leak 2
theories
days
about
ago.
that.
And as we guessed,
I
this
don't know.
really was a very special room because the stuff that were revealed to us still blows my mind.
Facts.
After entering
I want
the
to see
room,
what's on the
Plunger
paper and on the
cameraman looks
wall. Those
around
are the
for a
two main
second,
things here.
And we can see some many stuff. It's crazy. This place is like a collector's room where he hides his precious toys. And there is anything you can think of, but before we talk about these, did you notice that the mouthless toilet actually could be seen right when they enter the room?
The mouthless toilet?
Plunger cameraman actually saw the mouthless toilet peeking through one of the containers right before he hid behind.
I didn't even see him!
Moment, which is a creepy little detail that you might have missed.
That is a creepy detail.
The first two things we see are the two
See,
weapons
now he's gone
inside
too.
the window cases, which are not clear in this frame, but later we can see that one of them is a knife that Speakerman used.
See, I was
and
wondering
the
where
other
he
is a
popped out of.
spear. And I'm going to be honest,
He
if
was
that
hiding.
spear belonged to anyone, I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it ever. This also might mean that there is someone out there that uses spears as his or her weapon, which might be a foreshadow in itself.
We've
The
seen,
next thing
oh,
we see is
spear. I
one
was
of
thinking about the knife.
octopus
Never mind.
arms. I may be wrong, but I first remember seeing them in episode 44, where the Titan TV man fought against a toilet with these arms.
The
The
Doc
next
Ock
X is a
arms?
huge knife, which I assume Titan Speakerman used to have.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
don't
one up
remember
top.
him losing a knife.
It's a big boy.
In episode 65 and 67, we saw Titan Speakerman's knives, but I don't know if it was exactly like this. And for this to be here, I feel like it has been here for a while. Next thing we see is the workbench on the left. And it's actually the same workbench we saw in episode 16 a long time ago, when the cameraman infiltrated the first ever
We almost
Skibidi
gotta, like,
lab
zoom
ever
in
and after
super far.
watching that episode and seeing the picture on the wall and connecting the dots.
I
with
like how
episode
like little
68
details
part
are in
2.
this. That's why I
The
like
lore
watching
actually
the
blew my
analyzing
mind,
ones.
But I'll get into that in a second when
The
we start
analysis.
talking about the big reveal in today's episode. The next thing
big
we see is
reveal?
one of the cameras from the spider cameras from earlier episodes, like episode 22, when they were fighting G-Man Toilet. Next to it are probably the legs of it, and right next to that is one of the jetpacks from the Titans. But the most shocking thing they
Is that a
have
hand
is on
up
the
there?
top, which is the actual arm of Titan Cameraman from episode 20, when he
I
lost
thought that
his
looked like
arm
a
for the
hand.
first time.
So they got
It's
Titan
crazy that the
Cameraman's
toilet
arm.
salvaged that. This really shows the dedication they have to improve, because they probably have been
Dang,
using
it's been a
all these
long time since
materials
they've
to
had that
reverse
arm.
engineer it and make it better to use it themselves for upgrades.
Ooh,
Under the arm, there is something
interesting.
that looks like a core of some sorts.
Like I
but
said,
got
they've had
no
it for a
idea what
while,
it
so.
is. And next to it is one of the machines from episode 16 once again. Also next to that is a huge speaker, which might be one of Titan Speakerman's old speakers.
That's a
And
big
lastly,
speaker.
there is a pair of sunglasses on a stand. But even though this whole room made us feel nostalgic, the
See, this is what I
craziness
wanna know
starts
about
at
right
this
here.
moment. Instantly,
We could have
when
paused,
Plunger
we could have
Cameraman
deciphered,
turns to his
but,
right,
like,
we see something on the wall.
I wanted to see it here.
But first, Plunger Cameraman moves to the table and he sees a clipboard that has some Skibidi writing on it and two toilets, one being the scientist toilet and the other being one of the Astro toilets. We will never know what's written on here.
Okay,
since
yeah,
it's
I
in
didn't think so.
Skibidi language.
It's
But
the
one
Skibidi
common
language.
thing in this image is the red eyes the scientist toilet and the Astro toilets have. And I don't know why they
The
are
red
in the
eyes.
same clipboard here, but it does seem like they are being compared to one another. Or
Where
it
do you
might
see
be
red
because
eyes?
they both have red eyes. I'm not sure, but there is a chance that the red eyes entail something important. Also,
Yeah, I don't know what he's
behind the
talking about, to be
scientist
real.
toilet, there seems to be some sort of a logo, but it's not clear at all. Only thing I know is that he probably will be losing his head next episode if it continues like this.
Losing
What
his
happened
noggin.
right after this moment will
Why?
be remembered as the biggest reveal of Skibidi
Okay,
Toilet
this is what I
ever,
wanted to read, but
because
we
the
didn't
next
pause.
frame we saw has revealed more in just a few seconds than the entire 70-episode series have revealed so far.
That much? Hold
Plunger
up.
Cameraman looks at a picture on the
Alpha
wall
Hills
that's like a
Labs,
news
yep.
snippet, and it says, Alpha Hills Labs gets new
Those are all the
administrator.
scientists.
Government-sponsored underground laboratory assigned a new administrator. Details and reason for the deal remain in secrecy. February 7th, 1979, before we talk about the picture itself. The date might either be February 7th or July 2nd, depending on which dating structure Dafouk is using, but we are going to go with February 7th because, weirdly enough, if you go to the first ever Skibidi toilet video and check the upload date, it says
February 7th.
This probably is an Easter egg trying to say, this is when it all started, which means the
Ooh.
man we see in this image, the new administrator, who is the secret agent we know of, is probably the real reason behind the Skibidi
Oh, that is the
toilets.
secret agent,
But
huh?
it gets even crazier than that, because it looks like Dafouk has been planning this all along and has been thinking of every small freaking detail.
What a
Because if you look
series,
to the right
man.
of the secret agent, the baldy scientist
That's
we
the
see can
scientist
actually
toilet.
be seen in episode 16 as
Oh, no,
a
it's
normal
not.
toilet who was working with the scientist toilet, who also can be seen again in episode 68 part 2.
The details,
And is
bro.
the upgraded toilet who killed our beloved large cameraman. I'm gonna be honest, the dedication to details in this series is crazy.
Very crazy. I love it.
Alongside this, I think the scientist on the farthest left was also in episode 16 as a toilet, but I'm not sure if it's the same person. But the main thing we have to talk about in this image is the two gentlemen in the middle. We all know who the secret agent is.
I don't know who the guy is on the left.
The man he is shaking hands with is actually one of the models Defook likes using a lot, and it's the male 09 model.
Oh,
For a while
okay.
now,
That makes sense. Those videos are hilarious, by the way.
Will eventually have some sort of a role in the series. And I guess they were right, because I don't think his journey would end here. I think this foreshadows the fact that he'll actually become a prominent part of the series and might be the nemesis for the secret agent, because we got a couple possibilities. First of all, let's think of the reason why this lab got a new administrator in the first place. We don't know the real intentions of the secret agent, but it really doesn't seem like he is on the side of toilets, so the fact that he was a part of this experiment might mean that he came in too late. Maybe the government was aware that these scientists were cooking up something shady and assigned him to take control.
The toilet. I did not see that.
But it was too late.
I still didn't see it, and I'm looking for it.
This whole mess. You also need to think about the fact that someone must have created the cameraman, speaker man, and TV man races.
That's true as well.
Toilets were the result of an experiment. The same goes for the rest. Maybe secret agent, or if the roles were reversed, male 09 created them. We probably won't get the answer to this for a while, but this really is a cornerstone for the series.
Yo, this did have a lot of information in it. A lot of theories coming on.
There is no scientist toilet in this image, which is weird.
That's what I was thinking.
He is the
there is no scientist. I thought that was him, but it's not.
Why and how the secret agent is able to create all these tech devices that give him powers. It looks like he actually was a genius, and the reason he knows the bunker in and out is his past. But there is still one question remaining, and it is why he wanted to get in, because in episode 68 part 2, we saw him teleport inside for something when the squad was looking inside the factory, and he gave a mission to the lucky cameraman. Right after looking at the image, I don't remember that. Okay, never mind, I got it. Lucky cameraman, and he is actually holding a book that has an image of a TV. And looking at Lucky Cameraman's
I didn't know what that thing was either.
This book may not have been stolen, but given to the toilets, because Lucky Cameraman really looked disappointed. I don't know what's inside the book, but it surely does look very, very old and might have some secrets inside, which we probably will never get to see, at least in the near future. But there is also the chance that these were stolen.
A lot of info.
Either way, this room is full of mess-ups that the Alliance has made, and they can clearly see the reflection of their mistakes in the past.
They totally should have took the books.
And what happens right after does not help them at all, because suddenly the lucky cameraman gets pierced through the back just like that. And we see the return of the mouthless toilet from episode 42, and it seems
you
like
can see the Skibidi brand on the TV.
Because he not just his claws got upgraded, but now he has a whole TV monitor attached to him, which means the TV we saw on Scientist Toilet wasn't a one-time thing, and it's something they can probably mass-produce. The second one of the cameraman realizes
the Skibidis are about to be insane,
bro.
bro.
Stun gun on him, and it seems like it's working, but a stun gun doesn't work on a TV, so the upgraded claw toilet uses his TV monitor, and we start seeing the death beam once again.
What does that say?
And it looks like Defook actually made some new VFX for this.
Maybe in transmission?
It shows us why the cameraman actually kill themselves when this beam is shown. It actually spams the words "end yourself" backwards infinitely until the person seeing it unalives themselves, which is crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
This scene was utterly terrifying. The fact that if Dark Speakerman wasn't there, Plunger Cameraman
See, I feel like they gotta be friends again.
Insane.
Dark Speakerman saved the day again.
His best friend by pushing him.
I had an alarm go off.
Cameraman puts the lens protector he got from the large cameraman instantly to not be affected by the beam anymore. But sadly, while this is going on, the cameraman with the stun gun
couldn't save him.
Himself, and this leaves the upgraded
You can only save so many people out here, man.
And he starts attacking the Dark Speakerman. Thankfully, Plunger Cameraman throws
they gotta be friends again, bro.
And uses the dart gun he got earlier to shoot the claw toilet's eyes before smashing his head with the
How many times does he have to save the day
if you look carefully
before Plunger Man relaxes a little bit?
That his headphones are now broken, but the saddest scene in today's episode
he's got a crack
right after this, and it's the death of Lucky Cameraman. We see that he is lying dead on the floor, at least we think he is dead. Alongside this,
he's still sparking a little bit. They did leave him though, so he's probably dead.
Impossible to read. Plunger Cameraman instantly takes the remote control, but I'm going to be honest, I think there is a chance that the secret agent teleports and saves the lucky cameraman, because at the end of the day, he is still the lucky cameraman, and was the only cameraman that had
Okay.
direct contact with the secret agent as far as we know.
At the end of the
until
day,
now.
he is the lucky
Even if this
cameraman,
does
so
happen,
maybe.
I don't think we'll
We'll
see
see.
it for a long, long time. And if it does, once we do see it, the lucky cameraman probably would evolve into something completely new.
Probably.
After Plunger Cameraman looks at the body of the lucky cameraman, he hears the dark speaker man breaking one of the cages to get a spear and decides to get some tools for himself as well. And it's the new camera.
Gets the headphones, the jetpack.
But the question is, how do the toilets have this already? These upgrades were just given out to cameraman probably a couple hours ago.
There's got to be
This
like a
may seem
traitor or
small,
something.
But this might
There's a
entail
mole
that
somewhere.
There actually is a traitor in the Alliance who is giving info to the toilets.
He's out there
We'll talk
somewhere. I
more
don't know
about
who it
this
is.
in a later episode, but after this scene, we basically see the duo get ready to
We've
fight
had
and
a
start
traitor,
moving
right?
through the hallway, and the episode ends.
I don't think we've
I
ever
think we
figured
can
out who it
safely
is.
assume that the next episode there we'll see some blood and see the fight with the scientist toilet.
Oh, yeah, it's
This
going to be a
episode
battle.
was honestly a treat for us analysis YouTubers.
It was a treat even for us reaction to YouTubers. What do you think about the brand new episode? I liked it, but I'm sure the next one's going to have even more battles. Thank you for watching with me. I will see you tomorrow. I love ya. Goodbye.